Hello, we are Hannah,
Echo,
and Crystal.
And this is a news culture and current events podcast from the perspective of 3 YouTubers. Hey, Echo!
Hey, Hannah.
What are you salty about today?
I am salty about the universe and politics.
So, man, that is a big C.
Yeah,
That is a big salty C right there.
Yep.
Alright, so, we're all sick of hearing about Trump, but hey, I'm gonna do a story on Trump because this is actually pretty interesting. We're gonna go into some protest kind of discussions, which I think is a very interesting topic of just the concept of protesting stuff, because it's, a basic human right, I would say, to protest. And
it's also very American.
It is.
In my eyes.
It is. Yeah. Throw that shit in the sea, man. Get that tea out of here. We hate it.
Get that tea out of here.
Alright, so Trump's visit to England is scheduled, or I guess the whole UK, it's scheduled on this Thursday, July 12th. So if you're not watching this the day it comes out, we're in July 2018. Hello from the future. I hope it went well. This group of, what they call themselves art activists, have been petitioning to get a 6-meter, and that's 20 feet for us stupid Americans, balloon of a cartoon stylized giant baby looking Trump. It's kind of my favorite story right now.
Please Google this.
You gotta look it up.
Because the pictures, you have to see it.
I put a picture in our notes so you guys could visualize it.
Yeah, I saw the picture before. Oh my god.
Incredible.
Great.
It's the size of Big Ben.
Does this picture have the cell phone?
It does. It has a little cell phone in his hand.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
So,
did you watch the video
I did.
of the person talking about it?
I haven't. I heard about it on Twitter, and that's the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah, you guys should really look into this, on your own. It's an incredible story. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but you just have to see it to really get what's going on. I can say giant cartoon baby, but without seeing it, you can't understand how amazing this balloon is.
Can't imagine.
No. So, it's been going on for months. I signed the petition. I don't know about you guys.
That's great.
Well, I will now.
They ended up with 10,000 signatures on the petition, and they raised £16,000, which is a lot of money. They needed all that money to, do the helium and stuff, because I guess helium's expensive. I don't know. I'm not a balloon expert. They are going to fly it. They got the green light to fly it near Parliament. So, right smack dab central London. It should be near where Trump is. They don't exactly know where he's going to be, but it should be right by him. And, the London mayor, Khan, I believe is his name. Mayor Khan. He's a really cool dude.
Oh, with a K. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
He does seem really cool.
He's really sensible. He was against it for a while, and then it got explained to him as, a peaceful protest, and he was like, I have no right to stop a peaceful protest. I just can't stop that, even though it's going to make my experience more uncomfortable. Technically it's peaceful, and, I don't have the right to stop it, so he greenlit it, and there they go.
What a good dude.
I thought that was, I thought the way he said it was very reasonable, of it's not ideal situation for me.
It's not like they're throwing stuff. They're just making a balloon.
It is just a balloon.
They're attacking Trump's ego, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Which is the biggest place to hit him.
Yep.
It's not his hands, because those are tiny.
Yeah. And shame, he has no shame. You can't attack his humanity because he's all out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He lives
Can
in his
you
own
tell
world.
how we feel about Donald Trump?
Yeah, we're a little bit liberal. Okay, I'm gonna be honest though, I went back and forth quite a bit on this, because I was like, okay, regardless, I just hate disrespecting people, even though he's the person I would like to disrespect the most.
Yeah.
Because,
understandable.
he disrespects everybody else. You have to earn respect, I always feel like. But at the same time, he is a world leader, and he is our leader, whether we like it or not. Living in America, being an American citizen, here we are in this situation that our peers have created for us.
Thanks, Pierce.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You're great. But I don't know. It's a peaceful protest. I can't see any part of it that would be aggressive or violent in any way. So it's like, I support people's right to protest. I don't know. It does seem a little disrespectful.
Also, I feel like
to
it's
be
not
honest.
even if it's just like disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's family friendly disrespectful.
It is.
Because he's a big baby. He's not like they're not.
There's no dicks. There's no...
Yeah, there's no, like, genitalia. There's no, like...
It's G-rated.
YouTube would monetize this. It's fine.
Yeah, like, you could easily... Exactly.
It is
this
very
would get past
G-rated.
the algorithm.
It is. It's not, like... It's very specific to him, too. It's not, like, generalizing or stereotyping anybody. It's him. I don't know. It's pretty benign, to be honest, so... I kind of love it.
I love it too. I think the best way when it comes to these type of things to check yourself so the other side, whatever side you're on, isn't like, you're just a closed-minded other side. You have to be like, how would I feel if the leader that I really like, that a lot of other people don't like, had this happen to them? And I thought that they were a really nice person. Like, what would I think? You know what I mean? And you gotta wonder, like, if Justin Trudeau, if I was Canadian, alright? Justin Trudeau's a stand-up fucking guy. And Justin Trudeau went to North Korea, and the North Koreans for some reason hated him, and they just made a big handsome face of him.
He is a beautiful man.
on a
just like
or something
Squidward.
like that. You know what I mean? Would I be upset? And it's just kind of like, well, I mean, nobody's getting hurt, so I think that's the best way to check yourself.
like Obama.
Everybody
this
hated
kind of
him.
stuff was everywhere.
Yeah, people
like
did terrible things.
so many
to him
Republicans.
It became a
so
meme.
many terrible
Like
things.
how much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, how would I feel if somebody, if they just made Obama like a big baby? I don't think I'd have minded that at all. I mean,
I think I would have laughed it off as much as like any
Yeah.
of the like political cartoons attacking Obama.
Yeah.
As long as they weren't racist, because that's what they all were.
Yeah.
That bothered me, and it just bothered me.
That's
because they were being
that's when it would bother
racist.
me.
And I was like, why are you attacking that part? Attack his politics if you wanna. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I think this is very fun, and the people in charge of it seem really reasonable. Like they seem professional, which is so funny because it's so unprofessional. But the main guy's statement was, he's a deeply insecure man. This is the only leverage we have over him. If we want his attention, we have to do something that humiliates him. I was like, you're being very logical, very reasonable, very professional in a weird way.
Yeah.
And that guy is, like, great on news shows and stuff. He explains himself very simply, and I don't know. That's why everybody was funding this, because it's like, you're right. Big
baby blue. Throw some money at it.
I just
don't understand, like, I guess I do understand why this would happen in the current political climate, but I don't understand how we get to this place. I recall, like, what has happened that this is real? What the fuck timeline am I in? Like, what the fuck
like,
is
on a more
going
serious note, like, there was a protest, I missed it because of VidCon, but there was a protest, because I'm in a border state, against, like, all of the children that are in cages, essentially.
Good.
Like, this weird baby concentration
It's
camp
awful.
that our government seems to have.
That's a whole nother
going.
story, man.
But that's another protest where it's like, that's a more serious note protest. Like, compared to, like, this is nothing. This is a humorous protest, if nothing else.
Just lighthearted.
It's a very peaceful protest.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, and it's very easy for protests to get out of hand, and I like this one because I can't see it getting out of hand. It's a balloon.
Yeah.
I know. The balloon got away.
Oh no!
The balloon catches fire and zeppelins into the ground.
God.
That's about all we get.
That'd
That's
be
the worst
funny.
thing.
I'd watch that. I can't wait to see how this, like, unfolds, though. I'm sure Trump won't say anything about it.
Oh, he's gonna either not say anything or be like, children and fake news, like he normally does.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, sad.
That's gonna be his
Exclamation
reaction.
point. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
And I think it's less if... I can't imagine any other president having this happen, and I can only account it to the fact of just how much bad and horrible shit's going on. He sits in his little chair, and he's like, unemployment is up. Our economy is great. I'm like, motherfucker, you're a bully who's greenlighting children in cages. Like,
that makes me so sad. The amount of greenlighting that Trump gets away with because he has, a platform with no checks and balances.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
this was exactly what the founding fathers didn't want to happen. Just a complete green light across the board. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah, it's insane. What? And I think a big part of this as well, I don't think he's like a brilliant mastermind, but I think he is smart in some ways. He's doing a great job of just spewing shit all over so nobody can pay attention to one thing at once. Like, there's so many things happening since he's been in charge. Like, news cannot keep up. And
it makes me tired.
It is exhausting.
It shifts, what is it called? The Overton Window? Have you heard of this?
The what?
The Overton Window? The Overton Window? It's okay, the Overton Window is the area which we accept as, like, normal. So this is the kind of thing where a kid will, like, go to their parents and be like, hey, Mom, can I have a pony? And they'll be no, you can't have a pony. Of course not. And they're like, well, can I have, like, a cat? That's much more reasonable. And the parent is much more likely to, like, give them this because they've shifted the Overton window by asking for something way dramatic and out there. So now this seems much more reasonable by comparison. So when we see all of these, like, ridiculous protests, because of all the crazy shit that we've lived through over the past year, it doesn't seem that crazy.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it's like shifting your perspective of what is normal and what is okay. And Trump's really good at that. Like, his entire all of his people, they're really good at that.
Yeah.
Like, there are freaking babies in cages, and it's like, how the hell did we get to this point? And it's because, like, the Overton window has been shifted so fucking hard.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that these kids have been completely separated from their families in a way that their families don't know where they are, and they don't know where their families are.
No, they won't know.
And they're having a hard time reuniting the right people with the right people. And so they're having to do DNA testing.
There are zero records being kept. Absolutely zero records.
Like, there are kids who are going to be lost in the foster care system.
Yeah.
Just
and
because of what this government has done.
It's like, what's going... It's unreal. It's crazy.
It's completely unreasonable. And I feel, like, slightly desensitized to it, which is so...
That's the most absurd thing.
Extra
like, it's sad that we're at a point, like, I'll sit and watch Philip DeFranco, and the moment he says, and Trump is in the news, and then there's, like, 7 minutes left in the show, and I, like, just kind of scrub ahead to see if they talk about anything else, to see just how long the sadness goes on, and he just talks about it for 7 minutes. I just get tired and sad. Like, real talk have to be like, David, watch it, give me spark notes, because I can't watch this. I'm so tired, and I know it's important, and I just can't anymore. Like,
I'm getting names mixed up.
Yeah.
Like, constantly, like, they'll be like, oh, did you know that, like, Scott Pruitt or whatever did this? And I'm like, oh, was he the lawyer? Or was he, like, the secretary of something? Or which one was he?
It's like, one of these stories should be happening. I
also can't remember, I can't remember a time in which, like, so many officials from the White House have been doing really shady bad shit, or in trouble for something really shady and bad, or saying something really shady and bad. There's so many. It's like Game of fucking Thrones. Like, I think there's more people than Game of Thrones. It's like double Game of Thrones. Like, what's happening?
It's like Game of Thrones squared.
It's like, it's one thing if the president's doing something bad, or like one FBI guy's doing something bad, or even like 5. It's like, okay, we'll handle it, but we're not there. We're way past
there. Do you remember the days when it's like one person, it would come out like, oh my gosh, these two FBI agents were planning this thing, and it's like, oh my god, that's insane. And now it's like every single one.
Yeah. It's like Watergate, like everybody.
And that's the crazy
so desensitized.
Shit. Yeah. It is exactly what you were talking about, Echo, because because Trump is being like this, people are literally like, oh, I miss George Bush. He was such a little stupid man who just had a weird accent and did some questionable things. Like,
which is so, like, this is that thing. It's the, like, Overton window being shifted. Because it's like, we used to have, like, a better grasp of reality, and it was like, okay, this is really, really bad. But now we have Trump, and it's like, it wasn't that bad. But it still was. It still was.
What drives me up the wall is that, like, there's a vast majority of Republicans who will be like, yes, this is a bad thing. Like, and then the officials in the White House are like, no, it's a great thing. And Fox News will be like, no, it's a great thing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're red. We all love each other. Red loves red. Okay, it's fine. And then like all the other Republicans who like are like, no, this really isn't fine, get like pushed down. And so it's like this little club of 20 some odd people just like dictating gerrymandering lines and like voting records and like all of this crazy shit that nobody wants.
Honestly, it's not even like about parties anymore. It's like people being weirdly corrupt and just lying all the time, and you're just
it's not susceptible to gaslighting. Yeah, that's a huge thing for me.
Gaslighting.
Like
it's so confusing.
I pride myself on my ability to, like, at least for the most part, recognize gaslighting, like, more than, like, a 12-year-old on the internet would. And it makes me so sad that there are so many people who can't do that, who are still susceptible, like, really susceptible to even, like, mild gaslighting, which makes me so sad.
It's not the best place to be a child, because there's a lot of stuff being thrown out that's just not even a little bit true. Honestly, like, the only solution I can see to make myself feel better and to, like, feel like I'm contributing in some way is just donating money to ACLU. That's, what I've been doing these last several months. Like, every time I'm like, this is a really shitty situation, I can't see any way out. Oh, you know what, let's just donate some more money. And, I mean, I know not everybody can do that. Volunteering is another great way to, like, help yourself.
And protesting. Like, I go to protests. Yeah. Like, the first protest that I went to was actually in London.
That's awesome.
Which was a very odd experience. I was so worried because it was like, I'm not actually a citizen, but I'm going to protest Trump's visit and stuff, and it was really crazy.
I think
that's very odd.
I think that's fine. You have a right. You're there. You're like, I'm in this country. I don't want you to be in this country.
I was super nervous. I was so nervous going to a protest because I'd never been to one. And it was really scary, like, getting there. But then when I was there, it was great. That's like, awesome. There were so many people who were just like, we're all here to stop this horrible Black Mirror episode.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Or trying to.
Yeah, I'm a person who's not a big fan of crowds, but if you can put up with being in a protest, like, hell yeah,
same.
do it. But I get nervous in crowds, so money and volunteering are my jams.
No, there's so many protests that happen in New York City, and I always am hearing about one, and everybody's like, are you gonna go? And I'm like, I'm gonna support with my whole heart from over here, because
I'm scared of people.
I'm so scared of people. It gives me such anxiety, and I just can't.
I'll support from a distance. I'll look upon from a height.
Also, because we are technically people with positions of power or whatever, we can post like, hey guys, I'm going to vote today, and that actually
I always do that.
It does encourage people.
I'm gonna vote to get my shitty congressman out of Congress.
Yep, I'm voting in the primaries.
Ms. Diane Black, your time is up. I hate her so much. I don't usually, like, have a big, strong opinion, but her specifically, I'm just like, what? She never replies to my emails. That's my biggest problem. I'll write you a book. You should say something.
I have, 2 Republican senators, and one of them, I think his term ends in this year. So there's an empty seat, and we're going to see who wins it.
I don't know.
Hopefully it'll go blue.
I love my state. I live in New York. I can always count on everybody here to be like one of the first states on the list of being like, fuck, we're gonna make net neutrality not happen. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then they voted in that lovely, lovely woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Oh, I saw her. She's my freaking hero. But also she makes me feel kind of inadequate because she's like a year older than I am, and I'm like, you are like running New York, and I'm over here on a podcast.
I do feel like in a state where you do agree with the majority, I do kind of feel like my vote is a little bit less impactful.
Well, it's the other way.
No, it is. It statistically is. Like, someone in Alaska has, their vote is literally worth 4 times as much as yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of the Electoral College.
I mean, I always feel the same. Not a Democrat will never be elected from Tennessee in the history of ever. We are one state away from where the KKK was founded, and we are the reboot state as well. Times number 2.
Alabama, this might be the thing that, like, Trump might be the thing that changes the country forever. I mean, he's going to. Like, he's...
I mean, he already
the country
has.
Yeah,
has,
Alabama is actually kind of turned... Didn't they elect a Democrat? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
There was, what's his name? The pedophile dude.
Yeah.
Lost. Roy Moore? Yes. He lost.
I remember that.
And barely, which is hilarious.
Which is
and sucks. And it's hilarious in a, like, I'm coping with humor kind of way.
Like, you gotta get past the parties. That's if there was a Democrat pedophile, I would not vote for him because duh.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta use your brain, not just parties. Don't vote colors. Like, what are you doing?
No, don't do it.
Like, you have to look into the actual policies
bad things
of both sides, all the people who are running.
Yes. And I was
I was raised to think, like, Republican red, that's all you do. That's what you do because it's Republican. You vote Republican because other people want to kill babies. Like, that's what you do. You know what I mean? And so, like, I developed, and I started, like, I don't know, I never really challenged it, but I started being like, I should care, right? I should look at what people are saying. And as an educated adult, I started being like, that's kind of mean and
see, that's the thing is,
and
they are doing what's smart, because if you just blindly vote for party, that party's gonna win.
Like, and that's what they're taught to do.
It keeps them above water because they just, it's very, like, tribal, if that makes any sense.
It is.
It's
and it's not always beneficial.
George Washington was like, don't do parties, guys, peace. And then what do? Right away, we did parties. It's not the way that you gotta vote people, you can't vote parties.
Exactly.
It's infuriating. You might not see yourself as, like, a libertarian, but maybe one day there's going to be an all-right libertarian person.
Exactly.
I can't imagine, but maybe.
And just because somebody's a Democrat doesn't make them magically, like...
No.
For people.
Yeah.
There are so many Democrats. Echo, I'm sure you could go off on this, that are, owned by companies just as much as the Republicans are owned by companies.
We don't want that either.
I hate corporate Democrats.
We don't want that. It's not helpful or beneficial. Look at a person, look at their stances, and vote for somebody for more than just one reason. Unfortunately, I know people who voted for Trump, they hate everything about him, but he's anti-abortion, so they voted for him. I'm like, oh my God. Like, really?
Like one-issue voters.
What? Like, look at literally everything else before you make that choice.
You need to make a pro and cons list.
Yes.
And you can rate it on priority, but you need to, like, I mean, I guess this only applies to people in swing states. I wish it didn't. I wish it applied to everybody, but...
I mean, to be fair, I feel like a solid chunk of states are turning into swing states.
I think you're right. I mean, I'm still gonna vote. Even if I know my vote doesn't mean anything, I still feel like I did something, so... You know.
I feel like you should always make a pros and cons list for anybody that you have to vote for or against, even if you were in a majority state, because you don't want to just be the sheep falling blindly off of a cliff.
Hell yeah.
You know, like, if you're in a blue state and the person who's going to be blue is a low-key rapist, and you are like, oh, this is bad, like, I don't want to vote for this person, suck it up and vote for the other fucking person.
Yeah.
You know
Honestly, I'm so about that.
I have to look into the Republican candidates. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. We had Obama for 2 years. I'm ready to swing more conservative. I was actually, like, before the candidates got listed, I was like, you know what we need? Again, I'm very liberal. I'm all about fucking rights and shit, but listen, we had Obama for 8 years. It was gonna swing right. I was like, I want a nice, reasonable, quiet, conservative dude.
I thought the same thing.
And I would have voted for him. I would have voted for him.
Oh my God, same. I did not want to vote Hillary.
I didn't want to vote Hillary.
I did not want to vote Hillary,
I wanted Bernie more. I really wanted. I don't know if I can legally say this, but I did vote for Hillary because of Trump.
Who lived in Tennessee, I knew we couldn't handle Bernie right now. So I was like, for the sake of our country and, like, people being reasonable, like, I knew that this would happen if somebody crazy got elected. And I didn't think it was going to be Trump. I really didn't. But I thought if Hillary got elected, it wouldn't be good either. Because it would have been... It
would have been better than it is now. It would have been infinitely better. I'm not saying she would have been the best person ever.
We would have still had the same situation of people against each other. And I was just like, reasonable right dude. Yeah. That's all I wanted.
It still would have divided the country a bit if Hillary was elected. But Trump is infinitely worse. Yeah. That's just bottom line.
And that's the frustrating part.
Pokes the wound.
Like, you have people who, like, if you gave us, like, a smart, kind-hearted person who cares about other people, who, yes, has moderately conservative, like, ideals about certain things, but genuinely wanted the best for the country, and you could tell, I would have voted for that guy. Or that girl. Yeah. But that's not what the fuck I got. So you are literally taking red votes away. Like, by putting in somebody so absurd. And that's, it's
I didn't want reality TV stars, and that's kind of how Hillary felt, too. I was like, we're getting two, like, celebrity names. I'm not interested in this. I just want somebody who's gonna be chill.
I want somebody like that woman who got elected in my state for Senate. I want her.
See, like, when Trump was being elected, there was, like, the whole time, I knew that it was going to be the Republican candidate. Because if you actually look back at, like, the history of voting, it always goes, like, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue.
Yeah,
Sometimes you'll have people with double terms, or, like, you'll have two in a row, but never three. Yeah, never three. You never end up with, like, allowed 3 terms of the... No, even if it's a different...
Like,
I mean, of the same party.
Oh, I got you.
So it wouldn't be, like... It wouldn't have been Obama, Obama, Hillary, or Obama, Obama, Bernie. It would have been whoever the red candidate was.
The reasonable right to... And I think that's totally fair. I wouldn't want... Like, since we have a party system... I'm fine with the pendulum. I'm here for it. We need to have a balance. We can't change overnight. That's the thing, like, when people are like, take all guns away. Well, okay, like, let's do one step at a time here so people don't lose their shit. Baby steps.
But are they shifting the Overton window? Are they saying, like, let's just get rid of all the guns? And then they're like, let's just get rid of the semi-automatics.
Nobody says that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Literally nobody in the gun argument is saying, like, all of the guns
only
for
people
right now.
It are saying
right
that.
now. And it's like, no. Like, we just stop having weapons that soldiers use on the battlefield.
Maybe we should start. Maybe we should just, like, demand all guns and, like, even the fake ones and the water pistols. And then we'll be like, well, okay, we'll maybe just the assault weapons then.
The paintball guns, guys.
Yeah, but, like, let us just ban the assault weapons. That's, you know... We're not asking a lot.
You know, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, like, my favorite history fact is that in the Old West, as crazy and wild as it was, before you went into a town, you had to check your gun with the police.
Yeah.
At the outside of the border. You had to check it in because they didn't want the violence in the cities. And I was like...
Makes sense.
Wow, the Old West was more civil than we are now. Because we get shot in the streets in cities. That's neat. Like...
Yep.
I don't know, everybody refers to, like, the Wild Wild West. No, it was pretty reasonable.
It was pretty
okay,
we gotta move
on. We're just shouting our opinions at each other. We all agree with each other as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna bring up more protest stuff. So let's do one where the liberals were in the wrong, just to be fair, because we are in the wrong a lot of times as well.
Yes.
It's not one-sided. So recently, I didn't have the date, but it was, like, a couple days ago. There was a 16-year-old boy who had a Make America Great Again hat. We're all very familiar. I always get nervous when I see him, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, me too.
Worm, settle down, boy. My dog is freaking out. Come here, you come up here. He's losing his mind. There we go. He couldn't get on the bed. He needed permission.
Oh man.
What a big baby. How's your dog, by the way, Echo? Sorry. In the middle of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I got a new dog. Random. I got a puppy, and he's freaking adorable. And we've been calling him, like, Bames and Babes. We're pretty sure that he's a chocolate lab.
I love.
Okay.
He's the cutest
That was just
thing.
the dog break.
Continue. Yes, that's just a dog break.
So he had a Make America Great Again hat on, very recognizable. So a guy, he was just chilling at a burger place. The video cut in the middle of a man shouting at him, so we didn't get to see if he did anything beforehand, but the whole video he was quiet and polite. If he did say anything, it was like, please, or thank you, or like, have a good day, sir. Like, he was being very reasonable. So this guy just came up to him, grabbed his hat, threw a drink in his face, and said, you ain't supporting shit, N-word, and then left the restaurant and said that he's gonna throw the hat in his fireplace, something like that. So, again, we didn't get to see if the kid was being crazy beforehand, but it seemed pretty one-sidedly not great. That's not cool to do. Don't touch people.
No, it's not.
Don't take their shit. Don't rip signs out of their yards. No. Don't rip off bumper stickers. Don't key cars.
I understand the anger that comes with it, because it's more than just politics. It's more than just, oh, I think the money should go here, and I think the money should go here. It's, those things signify to some people, oh, you don't value me as a human. And that makes people angry. Whether or not it's true, that's what people view it as now, because it's not politics anymore. It's a human issue. I won't even say a moral compass issue. It's a human issue.
It is.
It's humans accepting other humans, and it makes people very angry.
People
and I'm not justifying that they do that. But
people feel like their lives are being threatened. What do you expect them to do? They're pushed into a corner.
Yeah, they do.
But at the same time,
it's like you were saying, like seeing red hats now makes me afraid. Like, it makes me
it does.
Physically afraid to see someone in a red baseball cap, because I'm like, you could be some,
if they're in a place
like
where
you could be carrying a gun, you could be some terrifying person.
I don't want anybody to get in a fight with them while I'm around, and I don't want them to call me out while I'm around.
No. Like, oh my god, that's so worrisome. Like, if somebody's in a MAGA hat and I'm a tall white person, people group very quickly. And it's just like, please don't lump me in with them, please, but that's what people do. That's what would happen. I don't want to be in a fight.
Old white men love talking to me. It is, like, it's a plague. I don't know. It's a big deal.
It's a plague. The old white men are a
plague. A curse. It's a curse. A witch cursed me when I was a baby. And
I had a conversation about this.
Talking.
Can I have a random segue?
Do it.
This is a stupid thing. So you know how, like, people have, like, types, and it's usually like, oh, this is my type. This is the kind of, like, person that I go for. I was talking with another person and saying that, like, you also have a type of person who approaches you. For me, it's gamers. It's always gamers. Which I think is really weird.
You look like an anime character. That's why.
I look like some kind of character.
I want you to be their waifu.
Oh, I like that. See, that's why. This is why I attract gamers.
That's kind of funny, actually. No, dude, I always get old white men. But to be fair, my first childhood crush was Richard Gere. Who was like 60 when I was 9. So it's a little upsetting. I think it's because I smile too much.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people approach me.
You're just very polite.
To, like, feel like I'm gonna talk to them, and I'm like, oh no, you were mistaken. I just can't stop smiling. It's my anxiety.
It's my anxiety. Oh my god, this is off topic, but speaking of smiling when you're anxious, it is my fucking downfall. When I'm nervous, when I'm anxious, when I'm upset, when I'm anything, I just default to laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I've literally gotten in trouble at jobs for laughing in inappropriate situations, and they're like, this isn't funny, and I'm like, I'm really nervous, and then I start to cry.
Just cope with humor. I totally get that.
And then some people take it the wrong way, like, oh, they must... Or, like, they're either mad or it's like, oh, they must find me attractive. And I'm like, no, I'm just very uncomfortable. I'm just very, very uncomfortable. Anyway, sorry. So you said that and I was like, same.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is the thing that, back to the activism thing.
Yes.
I have a very soft activism. I like the way that Ash puts it. It's good to... I think it's better to meet people where they're at. And I have a lot of patience for people.
Oh, yeah.
So I will... Like, if I have a family member who's saying some horrible racist stuff, I will sit there and say nothing for the sake of, like, not contradicting. Sorry, I'm getting weather warnings. I won't, like, insult them or do anything like that or say anything that very, like, well, you're wrong because of this. I will, like, very lightly introduce the potential that a different position exists and that I might believe that. And then it helps bring it into, like... reality that people with other ideas might exist in physical space, people that they respect, because I want to hold on to that respect and use it to help pull them in the right direction. And I think that makes more sense. And like with the kid at the diner, I think that if he met the right people, if he had met the right, like, patient liberal person, they might have been able to help, I don't know, to, like, help him. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Yeah. I understand. That's customer support and IT, which is where I work, like, 101, is you don't insult egos. You don't tell people that they're wrong. Even if they come in, like, complaining of an issue that is it's not the issue they're having. You don't ever tell them you're wrong. You're like, that must be really frustrating. I totally understand. You acknowledge their position and their feelings because they are valid. Regardless of whether they are totally wrong, their feelings that they have inside are valid because they are feeling them. They feel like this is what they have to do to survive, which is what all anybody's ever doing is just, what do you have to do to survive? This? All right, that's where I'm going. And then you slowly teach them what they actually need to do, and it becomes a learning situation as opposed to them being insulted and then them shutting down, because they will not listen to you if you just tell them. People will dig their heels in. Yeah. If you tell them they're wrong, they're gonna be like, no, I'm right, and then you get nowhere that day. You will not solve their computer problems. It's a great time. You just, especially with older people, I find that to be the case. Young people are like, I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong, I'm trash. The old people are like, no, it's my printer. I'm like, have you plugged it in? Hey, I have another story. Okay. So, this one I like because it could go either way, and I want to get your opinions on it. Because the other two were, like, clear-cut, pretty much. This one is a refusing service case. So, last week, a restaurant manager in Canada... interesting, was fired for refusing to serve a man with a Make America Great Again hat. And he was a manager, by the way. A manager of a chain, I believe. So, he said he has absolutely no regrets. He's fine that he lost his job over this. He says that the hat stands for racism and xenophobia, which is fair. I feel like that's a totally fair statement. Especially, I actually just went to Canada this weekend. That's where Tony's family lives, so we were visiting them. And it's funny how much they hate Trump, maybe more than us, specifically because he's putting in all these tax tariffs and stuff, and it's going to hurt the economy, especially around the border. And it's also going to hurt America's economy, especially around the border, so I don't know what he's thinking. But, here we are. This is what's happening. Bully. It's what they do.
It's because Trudeau insulted him by saying, like, Canada will put its foot down. And that's all they said. That's it. They were just like, we will put our foot down if we need to. That's all they fucking said. And Trump was like, we hate you now. And so, like, this is where we are.
We've never had a problem with Canada. Canada's, like, the one country that we've never had an issue with. Like,
that's the country that people make fun of for being too nice and too polite and too sorry.
Even when they were, like, complaining about how much it's gonna hurt their businesses, like, in insane amount. So many of Tony's families are, like, business people. They've started their own business in Canada. And it's going to destroy them. And they're still only like, well, it's really not the best, eh? they're still so sweet. Yeah. But you could tell that's the seething anger inside of them.
I just want to throw that out there. Some of my favorite people are Canadian.
They're really great. I absolutely love Tony's family. All of them are amazing. But the thing I wanted to raise is, we just had that big old refusing service case over the cake. They ruled in favor of the store owner, said he had the right to refuse service. So I wanted to get is this the same thing? Can we now refuse service to people with Make America Great Again hats on and be in the right?
I still stand with the fact of what I said in that other podcast. They shouldn't have been refused service, and the fact that it got ruled that it's fine, I think that's stupid. And as much as I really don't like anything that hat stands for, and if you wear it, I automatically peg you as a racist. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's just, whether you want it or not, that's what that hat means.
Well, if you're still wearing it, I think it's different than if he wore it at the beginning of his presidency.
Now, this is a now thing. Like, at this point in history, right now, if you wear that hat, I will peg you, after all this time, I will peg you as a racist.
You should probably put it in your closet for a while.
I will peg you as a gun-toting racist. Yes. For me, like, there is a fear that you are hateful and that you are weaponized. Yeah. You are like, ooh, that hat terrifies
it's bad.
It means so many terrible things.
This isn't a crazy fear, by the way. I can speak from experience. My father has a concealed carry permit. He can legally carry a .22 caliber gun with him at all times, almost anywhere except on school premises, legally, and be fine with that. And he is a Trump supporter as well. Oh, what a surprise! But I'm just saying, this is not like a crazy fear. People have concealed carry weapons or weapons and permits, and they can do it legally in America, which is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's
so
crazy.
With that being the case, like, going back to it, as much as I cannot stand what that hat means and what it makes me feel about you as a person, if they didn't do anything bad, if they were not being rude to other patrons, if they were just attending and eating and just wearing that hat, they're wrong.
Yeah, I think that's peaceful protest.
Like,
honestly.
as a private citizen,
it kind of falls in that category. You're just kind of existing.
I feel like as a private citizen, they should have been served.
Yeah.
But also, if, like, Republicans are going to be like, you can refuse service to people for being gay.
Exactly.
Then
if that's
like,
the standard, then good for that guy.
Yeah, if that's the standard, then, like, fuck yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah. They don't get to pick and choose. But, you can't not make a cake for somebody and then, like, get mad that you don't get to. Out. Like, that's just not how the fuck it works. You get to have one or the other. Well, I personally stand as nobody should be refused service, so... Nobody's right in either situation. Yeah. But if it has been ruled like, oh yeah, you can refuse service to gay people for cakes. Oh ho ho, well guess what? You're getting kicked out of my restaurant.
Then it's like I get to refuse service to you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say that like other people can have service refused to them, then we can refuse service to you. Oh my god, I can't even words right now because this topic just makes me so freaking angry.
I think that's absolutely fair. This also happened to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I don't know if you heard about her.
See, her?
Oh, yeah, her.
I feel like that's different.
She got really mad about the roast
she
that
was very
one girl
upset.
did.
Yeah.
See, I think it's different because she's not a private citizen.
Yeah, I agree.
She's like a member of the Trump administration.
Is there a specific happening, or are we talking about something, like, is there a specific happening with Sarah Huckabee?
She got kicked out of a restaurant.
It's not even just her. There's a bit of a movement now happening where just in, like, private businesses... these like members of the administration will like they'll be flipped off, they'll be like confronted about their beliefs, they'll be like people will just go and talk to them and be like, why do you believe this, why are you letting the kids be ripped away from their families, and just like addressing them
when you're a public in public office
figure,
not even a public figure in public office, because a celebrity can like do a movie and then think whatever they want about life. Like, I don't think people should harass those people. Silly. You know what I mean? But if you're in public office, yes.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, a celebrity doesn't. Well, I mean, they kind of do.
They're
work
a public
for
figure.
The people.
You know what I mean?
But not to the like a politician works for the public.
That's what I'm saying. It's a public office.
Exactly.
When you're in public office, your whole job is the people. Yeah. Your job is your location. Your job is public places. Your job is people. And
also you're paying their salary. I think that's different as well. Yeah.
Like, you kind of lose that option of, I won't say privacy, not at all. You lose the...
You have to face the consequences of what you're doing.
You have to face the consequences of what you're doing. That's a good way to say it. Because when you look at it from like, oh, you know, just being mean won't make anybody change their mind. Well, yeah. But at the same time, when you stay quiet in a state of like repression and like tyranny, and you just choose to stay quiet when that oppressor, that person is in front of you, you are letting it happen.
Absolutely. If I was in that situation, I was a business owner, this person walks into my restaurant, I don't agree with them, as opposed to kicking them out, I would try and sit down and tell them how this has personally affected me and my family, and kind of get them to see that what they're doing is not just their, you know, NRA kind of like pleasing the people who are funding me. It is also affecting real people, real lives. I've had people in my family and my friends have committed suicide with guns. It's statistically, if gun rates go down, people don't do that anymore because it's way easier to do that than kill yourself otherwise. That kind of thing, I feel like they aren't confronted with the statistics from a person who's experienced it firsthand. I feel like, I don't know, not that it's going to change them at all, but it would make me feel better.
A human approach to that kind of an issue makes so much more sense, because if you just scream at them, they're just like, oh, another lib.
It gives them another reason to hate us.
Yes. So if you approach somebody and you're just like tears in your eyes and you're just like, something horrible just happened, somebody just shot themselves, somebody dear to me died, and you're letting this happen, any human with any kind of emotion or empathy or sympathy will be like, oh damn, I need to really think about this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, bring it to a human level. They're a human, even though they might not seem like it. Yeah. They're being paid a fuck ton to lose their humanity.
Yeah.
But if you can remind them the fact that, like, hey, we're people too, and we're not just numbers on your paper in the morning when you drink your coffee, like, it can make an impact. I won't say it does, but it can. I think peacefully approaching somebody and being human to them and with them is way more effective than violence, even though I understand where the violence comes from.
I totally understand.
I understand.
There's a quote that's like, the only thing that's necessary for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
So
bummer.
it's just like, if you just don't do anything, you're letting bad shit happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I almost feel like just kicking them out is so much easier than trying to have a discussion. Like,
it's the easiest
and
option.
I understand it. You can't respond in anger.
It does make a point, but it doesn't, like... I can see it being slightly more productive to... At the same time, some of these people just have no humanity left.
They're sociopaths. They honestly are. Like, it's businessmen and politicians. They don't have empathy.
And it's terrible, like, intersection of both of those.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to kind of bring it back to a more lighthearted... You know, even in this time, it's kind of still fun to just laugh at Trump's stupid tweets.
Yeah, that's true.
When they're not being horribly destructive. So he was bragging about how fantastic of a writer he is. I'll just read you this. After having written many best-selling books and somewhat priding myself on my ability to write, it should be noted that the fake news, capital F, capital N, constantly likes to pour over my tweets looking for a mistake. I capitalize certain words for emphasis, not because they should be capitalized. He's just so funny sometimes. And he misspelled poor.
He's such an insecure little man.
Yeah, he misspelled something in there and then deleted it and retweeted it spelled correctly.
No.
Which is pretty funny.
And technically illegal. Isn't it illegal for him to delete tweets now?
Yes, it is.
Because it's a matter of public record?
It is. He can't legally delete
He also
tweets.
can't block anyone because it's considered like because it's a public forum.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
that just goes to show exactly what we were just saying. When you're in public office, you lose that right. You know, you can't block somebody because
like if you want the power, you have to take the responsibility.
Exactly.
He just doesn't pay attention to any of the rules ever.
I know.
Because he doesn't read very much. All right, so
he is a test of our checks and balances.
Yeah. The guy who co-authored, quote-unquote, The Art of the Deal, which is Trump's best-selling book, with him, Tony Schwartz, who basically ghosted the whole thing. Like, I put quote-unquote co-authored because he just kind of wrote the whole book. So Tony Schwartz tweeted out, Trump's tweet that he has, quote-unquote, written best-selling books is one more deceit and delusion. He's incapable of reading a book, much less writing one.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good.
Which is super hardcore from a man who worked for him for a while.
Have you ever, like, if you just read any of Trump's anything, just as a block of text, it sounds like gibberish.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Yeah, that's our president,
guys. It's a bummer.
You just...
I like how both of you are just,
wish,
like, face-palming.
Yeah, you just...
We all literally just face-palmed. Like, you can't see it on the video chat.
You gotta cover your eyes for a second just to kind of recoup.
Yeah.
Some of that sanity.
Scratch your head,
like, scoop it up and put it back in.
Yep.
Alright, that's the lighthearted note I wanted to end on.
Yeah. Like, if nothing else... This is entertaining.
It is. It is reality TV. Yeah. We made our politics reality TV. Is this what you wanted?
We live.
Because here we are.
In a Black Mirror
Are you entertained?
Yep.
Oh, God. Well, not so many more years.
We're background characters in a shitty movie.
Yeah. So go out and vote, guys. I guess that's
go vote. Vote in the primaries.
For today.
For
2018.
Oh, please.
End of the year.
Please, if you are of legal age or will be soon, please, for the love of everybody, please vote.
Vote.
Please vote. Please
get involved with local politics.
Yeah, don't be in your bubble. Don't vote just because somebody's the color that, like, blue or red or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. Vote because somebody's a good person and will do what they need to do for the people.
And I know that research sucks.
Please.
Like, I know that researching these politicians sucks, but we gotta do it.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to. You can meet them, too. Like, you can call them. Like, if you have representatives, I promise you they're not busy. I've worked with one. You can just call them up and be like, yo, talk to me about your shit, please. I want to know what you stand for and what you're doing. Yeah. Go vote for your local representatives. Everything happens on the state level.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. Do you want to say our platform,
okay, cool.
Crystal?
Oh, yeah, you can find us mostly on Mondays on iTunes, SoundCloud, drawing a blank, Google Play, and YouTube. Yep, that's where we do it.
Mm-hmm.
And our handles are...
At Happy Panda Party.
At Echo is Weird.
And at The Crystal Joy.
And remember, friends, the human body cannot survive without salt. Thank you for listening.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Until next time.